Congratulations on your appointment as an advisory panel member for the Gulf of Mexico Fishery Management Council. I'm Emily Muehlstein. I'm a council staff member, and this is a quick orientation on what it means to be an advisory panel member. We're just going to take a minute to try and answer some of your questions on what you need to do and what to expect moving forward. Your advisory panel will meet when the council needs your input. Typically, the council will request an advisory panel meeting, and then a Gulf Council staff member will contact you and let you know. You will be asked when you will be available to meet, and then you will be given an agenda and the necessary background materials before the meeting. Once a meeting date is selected, the council's travel coordinator will send you a notice with instructions on how to make your hotel and flight arrangements. There will be a meeting authorization that lets you know how much you can spend each day on hotel and food. Your flights should be booked through our travel agency, and you need to ensure that your travel plans will allow for your full participation at the advisory panel meeting. After participating in an advisory panel meeting, you'll probably want to get paid back for your travel. You will be provided with a travel expense report. Your claim must be submitted within 60 days of the meeting. Please don't forget to fill in your name, address, dates and times you were on council business, and please sign the form. If your travel methods deviate from the most direct or cost-effective means of travel, you'll need to explain that under the remarks section on this form. Please go ahead and place your lodging taxes in section E. If you think you need a rental car, that needs to be pre-approved by our office. And then to submit your travel expense report, you can either scan it and email it, fax it, or just snail mail it into our office. So now we'll go into some basics about the council itself. The council is made up of the regional administrator of NOAA Fisheries, the director of the 5 Gulf State Marine Resource Management agencies, and then 11 members of the public who represent different interests in the fishery. Ultimately, Congress is in control of fisheries management. Congress created the Magnuson-Stevens Fishery Conservation Act, which governs the actions of NOAA and the Gulf Council. NOAA is responsible for providing the fisheries science, as well as implementing any fisheries policy. The Gulf Council's role is to create fisheries policy using public input. There are 10 national standards in the Magnuson-Stevens Act. The first one is to prevent overfishing while achieving optimum yield. The second is to use the best scientific information available when making fisheries management decisions. The third is to manage stocks as a unit whenever possible. The fourth is to allocate fairly and equitably to promote conservation and prevent excessive holding of shares. The fifth is to consider efficiency, but to not base management solely on economic allocation. The sixth is to consider and allow for variations among fisheries, fishery resources, and catches. The seventh is to minimize cost and avoid duplication wherever possible. The eighth is to provide for sustained participation by fishing communities. The ninth is, to the extent practicable, minimize bycatch and bycatch mortality. And the 10th is, to the extent practicable, to promote safety at sea. Advisory panels like the one that you were appointed to are groups of individuals that have different experience and understanding of particular fishery issues, and it is your responsibility as an advisory panel to advise the council. As a member of an advisory panel, you are here to contribute to a dialogue using your own personal knowledge and perspective to guide the advisory panel and consequently the council towards a big picture understanding of the issues at hand. And now some details on how the advisory panel will function. An agenda and background materials will be sent to you before the meeting. A Gulf Council staff member and a council member will be at the meeting. The panel will select a chairman to facilitate the meetings. And then the advisory panel will make a recommendation to the council by passing motions using Robert's Rules of Order. After a meeting, a summary report of the advisory panel meeting and the motions made will be presented to the appropriate council committee. The council committee will then make recommendations to full council, and full council will decide what action to take after considering those council committee recommendations. And that about wraps it up. We really look forward to your future participation as an advisory panel member. And if you'd like to, you can join our community. We've got a Golf Council blog. We have an app that you can download all the current fishing regulations. You can sign up for our newsletter. You can also watch our meeting live, and you can find us on Facebook. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us at golfcouncil@golfcouncil.org.